Hey, got a treat for everyone here today. We ain't gonna be talking politics. We're just gonna be dunking on bad kids. So in case in point, you got that fucking little goof right there. But it's just getting to be so fucking much lately with, I don't know, people spending 3 generations down the line their fucking money, and Afghanistan, the border, and everything that fucking isn't going through, and it's coming out of Biden's head. It's like, it's just getting to be so much. So, you know what we're gonna do? Just fucking dunk on some idiots. Greta Thunberg, how dare you? How dare you? Britain? Really? Of all fucking places, Britain is one of the biggest climate villains? Okay. Swedish climate change activist. Remember, isn't she like 18 or something? It's like nobody gives a fuck anymore, because it used to be a novelty, you know, when she was 16 and she was up there. It's like, I have autism. And it's like, okay, we can't criticize you. We get it. But it's like, now what? You're just another bitch who's up there just fucking nattering on about climate change. Okay, cool. She branded the British government as one of the chief climate villains in the world, despite the UK only accounting for around 1% of global carbon dioxide emissions. Yeah, exactly. This made no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, I didn't even know what the story entailed. I just knew that when it came to pollution, a little fucking island country, I don't think, like, this shit ain't the fucking smokestacks that there were in the fucking 1500s, for Christ's sake. So let's just go ahead and try to fucking figure this out. Appearing at the Youth for Climate. Oh, you're one of the old bitches there now. Okay. Fucking, you gotta pack it up, because all the fucking young broads, they getting picked up a little bit earlier, and you're gonna have to roll it in. Pack it up early, stupid. Sucks to suck. Greta Thunberg cast her ire towards Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government. How can you trust somebody who combs his hair with a stick of dynamite? I don't get you people. Which is set to host the the COPE convention? Sweet. 26 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow next month, whatever. Speaking to Sky News, the 18-year-old radical green activist who's, I think, if I had to be stuck in a room with one person, either AOC or Greta, I could at least probably get Greta to just say that this is a total fucking act and her handlers are just feeding her notes, and she might be a pisser to hang out with. We could, I don't know, count matchsticks that get thrown on the floor together, or solve a bunch of Rubik's Cubes. Like, AOC, there's nothing going on there, other than maybe convincing her to take her top off, but outside of that, there's nothing going on. I find it very strange that they are one of the who's supposed to look up to now, but they are objectively one of the biggest climate villains, which I find very strange. So do I, for different reasons. Of course, the climate crisis, one or less, is started in the UK, since that's where the Industrial Revolution started. Oh, cool. So just like fucking retards who are like, slavery permeates everything in society. We got to go back to the Industrial Revolution. Remember, if you want to be talking about climate change, man-made climate change, take a look at India, take a look at the CCP, what the fuck they're pumping out daily. You're gonna hold Britain accountable for shit that nobody even remotely close to being around, okay? Why don't you talk about child labor laws and how the UK is one of the biggest offenders, because they used to just wrap little fucking Timmy up in a fucking brush and stick him down the fucking stovepipe. It's like, what are you doing here? You're not doing anything important. The Swedish teenager, she's 18, she's barely legal. Went on to chastise the British government for recently approving licenses for new oil and gas drilling operations. I bet she thinks that fracking leads to being able to set your tap water on fire. She's very smart. I was saying that it's a textbook example of hypocrisy alongside many other countries as well. Whatever. In a speech to the Youth for Climate Summit on Tuesday, Greta Thunberg went back to mock climate change proposals from world leaders. Just goes to show you that she's really dedicated to her cause. Can you hear me blinking? Including the Great Reset mantra, Build Back Better, favored by some other empty-headed dick, and Boris Johnson, who pledged to reduce carbon emissions to net zero by the year 2050. Build back better, blah blah blah, green economy, blah blah blah, net zero by 2050, blah blah blah. Yeah, somebody's upset that they haven't been grabbing the headlines lately. Yeah, well, you hate to see it. The world's largest polluter, Communist China, most notably absent from Thunberg's remarks. I wonder who writes the checks. The authoritarian regime admitted more than the entire developed world combined in 2019, according to the study from the Rhodium Group, which found that China accounted for 27% of the world's greenhouse gases. But you don't talk about them because, hey, those weird blue trash bag shirts don't buy themselves. Speaking of things that are blue, yeah, kind of, those fucking creeps, who've been trying to run your life for the better part of 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years at this point, but the WHO, the little goofs that just show up with their fucking blue hard hats and they just pretend they know what's going on and they're going to help you out. Well, once again, there's an Ebola outbreak in the Congo this time, okay? And that's an actual, deadly disease, and that's a justifiable pandemic, so maybe you want to get a fucking control on that. And it looks like they're really trying to, at least the WHO, according to a report which has been acknowledged by the WHO, and they're gonna work really hard on it. WHO Ebola response staff traded sex for water in the Congo. I hope they wrapped up. An independent commission appointed by the WHO published a report on Tuesday revealing rampant sex abuse of locals by at least 20. Oh my fucking. What was this? The fucking Epstein deployment or what? 21 WHO staffers responding to the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo from August 2018 through June 2020, with one accused allegedly offering a woman sex in exchange for water. You should probably do it the other way around, though. You should probably offer the water first to clean up and then get your fucking receipts. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. A woman referred to as Nadira, whose real name was protected, it's probably not that far off. It's probably an anagram. Told a commission, WHO staffer propositioned her when she tried to retrieve bathing water while leaving and working at a WHO-run facility in the city of Beni in early 2019. I didn't notice that poking meant having sex until February 2019 when I wanted to complain about my salary not being paid. Oh, they were trying to pay it by the inch. Nadira, who was employed by the WHO at the time as an archivist and later as a logistics coordinator. To get ahead in your job, you got to use it. You have to have sex. Oh my, you have to get poked. Oh my god, maybe that's what they're trying to do to all of us out here. Who knows? Everyone had sex in exchange for something. It was very common. What are you sure that this is the WHO, not the Clinton organization? Jesus, I was even offered sex. Oh, cool. If I wanted to get a basin of water to wash myself in the base camp where I was staying during the relationship. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't water. It was just a little bit warmer, though, but didn't clean as well as you think, and it came from a weird spigot. The commission confirmed that at least 21 of 83 men accused of sexual abuse or exploitation during the 22-month period were official WHO staff members. The majority of the alleged perpetrators were accusers are Congolese nations. Or nationals, sorry. That makes sense. They aren't just individual countries going in there fucking sowing their oats. In total, the review team received testimony from 63 women and only 12 men. Yes, because they don't like gays in Africa. Ranging from the age of 13 to 43 with an average age of around 20 years old. Ugh. Several accusers told the commission they were raped by WHO staffers and subsequently became pregnant. That's right, the WHO is a pro-choice organization. Some of those women further alleged that their perpetrators later forced them to abort their pregnancies. Paging Doc Martin. This is fucking Congo after all. They don't necessarily have a Planned Parenthood on every corner. In some cases, the alleged perpetrators of sexual exploitation and abuse refused to use a condom. Yeah, because it's just for queers and sailors. 6 alleged victims claim to have suffered miscarriages. Oh, well, saves a trip to the clinic. Other alleged victims told investigators that some of the men who abused them also coerced them into having an abortion, and again with the abortions, we get it. It's terrible. When they became pregnant, if necessary, by giving them drugs or even injections. Yes, a size 12 injection right square into the gut. The accusers said almost exclusively the WHO staffers asked them for sex in exchange for either further employment with or job promotions within the UN health body. While most WHO staffers accused of sexual abuse or exploitation were employed as contractors or temporary workers. Oh, don't worry. We've become very, very familiar with that term of independent contractors, or anybody who works for the federal government or for these big overarching entities. Yeah, if you're contracted to work for them, basically you get treated the same, so it's really a distinction without a difference. Some more high-ranking employees, including WHO doctors, consultants, and senior staffs. You're telling me the WHO doctors are out here raping? Oh man, I can hardly fucking believe that myself. Really? In the city of Butembo, a woman referred to in the report as Valerie, sweet Steve Winwood song, was working in a poorly paid administrative position in the WHO, but had previously trained as a nurse. Why wasn't she being used as a nurse? Oh, okay, probably because she had to prove the use of her tongue first. I was trying to obtain a higher paid, better paid nursing position. Assume it then. An expatriate doctor, whom the review team managed to identify as the WHO epidemiologist, Mr. Gamma. That's not his name. Tell us his name. He's done bad things. Told her that she had to become his girlfriend to get the job. That's a very cute way of putting a fucking pump and dump. When she rejected his advance, she did not get the job. Obviously, we've just been having a couple of laughs here today, and this is all just horrific shit, but it's these fucking globalist organizations that don't really have anybody to account to, okay? Do you think these people are, going to get fired who were alleged of doing all of these horrific things? Absolutely not. They're just going to end up getting fucking shipped out to a different department on a different deployment, and nothing's ultimately going to happen to them. It's a fucking shitty thing, okay? And I don't advocate for anything that happened there, except for, thirsty people need to get some water, obviously. But it just goes to show you that more government and more fucking meddling doesn't help anybody. But up next, we have some of the biggest proponents of government. We got some fucking celebrities doing some dumb fucking things and being out and out cucks. So if you're interested in that, stick around. It'll be out in, I guess, probably 20 minutes, I guess, by this time. You know the drill. It's Sunday. Everything's all scheduled anyway. So thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.